Hello everyone, this is Rick and thanks for joining. This is the third Word 2007 tutorial, and today's topic is going to be editing within Microsoft Word documents. And so if you're a pretty advanced Microsoft Word user, this will probably be too basic for you, but there may be a few tips you can pick up. Anyways, if you stay tuned though for future tutorials, I'm going to get more advanced as the tutorials move forward. So to start off with, I want to talk about editing font, probably the most common things that happen. So this is just a copied article directly out of a Wikipedia page. So you'll notice here I've got different color fonts, I've got different, I've got underlined font, I've got bold font here. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple things here. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this Bull Run River that, as you can tell, it's in a different color font, and it's also in a in bold versus normal font. So to highlight it, to highlight that section, probably the easiest way to do that is left click with your mouse right before the B here, hold down your mouse button, drag it over to the last letter that you want to highlight, and then let go of your mouse. Now you've highlighted that section of text. There's multiple ways that you can go ahead and edit that font now. One way you can do it is, you see up here under the Home tab, you've got several options right here: font, font size, bold, italic, underline, font color, things like that. So I can click here and I can just click bold again, and now you'll see it'll unhighlight it. I can go here to font color and I can just choose automatic, and you can see what happened there. Set it back to its default. If I want to change that to another font color, I just choose whatever color I want to, and then I can click down here on more colors and bring up a whole variety. Alright, the next thing is I wanted to show you another way of doing that. You'll notice when you highlight those words, you can right click it and you can choose font from the menu here, and you can choose, you have a whole variety of options here, right? Bold, font type, strike through, outline it, shadow, whatever you want to do with it. And then also, if you want to alter character spacing, you can do it here. We'll come back to some of these things later in another tutorial. But the final way is, let's go here one more time, and I'm going to highlight something here. I'm going to do Bull Run Watershed. And now you notice you have the little floating pop-up. This has all the common editing tools in it. So that's the main ways to edit it. So now let's assume that we want to copy and paste a sentence from within the paragraph to a new paragraph or somewhere else in this paragraph. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this whole sentence starting here with the word beginning, and I'm going to highlight it all the way down to past the word contamination. So I'm going to go ahead and left click. This is probably the easiest way to do this. Left click in front of the B, hold down your mouse, and just drag your mouse down to the period right behind the word contamination. Let go of your mouse, and now you have that highlighted. So now you could do lots of things here, edit that whole section, any number of things. So one thing you can do is, if you want to copy and paste it to cut and paste to another area, easiest way to do that is just right click when you're highlighted in this section and choose copy. Okay, then you could go down here. Let's assume you want to put it down here in a new paragraph. Right click and choose paste, and it pastes it right there. So what I'm going to do, I did a copy and paste instead of a cut and paste. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and click the undo button here and get rid of that. So now let's assume that we wanted to cut it and paste it. We would do the same exact thing, and then we would cut it and click where we want to put it, and we want to paste it. Okay, so I'm just going to undo that, and you have to undo it twice to get the original text to come back. So another way of highlighting different fonts and so forth, if you wanted to replace a word, you could just let's see. So I'll use this word "and" here as an example. Let me use this one, 1895, the year 1895. So I want to highlight that word and replace it. I can double click right there. It'll highlight the left double click. It'll highlight the whole word. In this case, it's a year, but I'm going to change it to say 1899. All right, and that's all you have to do to replace a word. All right, I'm going to undo that and restore it. So a couple other things here. You could do the same thing if I wanted to delete a section. I could highlight from here to here, and I could hit the delete key. I'm going to undo that, or I could hit the backspace key. I'm going to undo that. So one other thing I wanted to show you about copying and pasting, or cutting and pasting, is let's assume that I want to move this down again. I could highlight it like that, and now instead of using different buttons and options, I can just single left click and hold, and then you'll see my mouse turns to the pointed arrow there, and now I just drag it and drop it to wherever I want it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and undo that. So that's the same thing as a cut and paste, and it's pretty easy to move around. The other thing here is I'm going to expand my window here so you can see it. Is up here you have these options for cut, copy, paste, and by the way, the shortcuts are here too. So copy is Control C, cut is Control X, and paste is Control V, and those are the default settings. So you could highlight this with this section highlighted. I can hit Control X, it would cut it, and Control V, it would paste it. So, or Control C will copy it. Alright, so let's see. I think the only other thing that I really want to share with you today is the overwrite functionality. So you can see here, by default in Word 2007, when you insert your cursor, say before that word "end," and I start typing, you know, words or letters or numbers or whatever, it just inserts it automatically. So if I wanted to use the overwrite functionality, what I would do is I would go down here to the menu bar here. I would put my mouse right there, my cursor right there. I would right click and I would choose overtype. And then when I click here, and now if I click letters, whatever, it still inserts. You notice down here it put insert on the menu, on this menu bar here. I click that again, and now it'll put in overtype. So now I could just put in here, and it will overwrite. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that one at a time and get that back. And I click it back, and now I have insert. If you don't want that functionality, just right click back down here on that bar again and check that again, and that'll be back to its default setting. So those are the main things I wanted to share with you tonight. Thanks for joining, and please subscribe, and also send me comments if you want to see specific topics. Thanks, take care.